Entropy. Entropy here, you know, any any gas, any medium has a tendency to to have a disordered situation. It means moves away from the initial state. For example, if you have a perfume, if you open the top of the vessel, in this case, you will smell the perfume at a distance away from the bottle. So here we have a certain value of entropy, certain value of disorder. This, the measurement of the disorder is the entropy. Okay? So the entropy is a useful parameter to calculate, to measure the disorder of any system. For a small quantity of entropy, delta S equals to dq divided by T. Okay? The difference between the initial position and the final position, or the final position and the initial position, equal to the integral of ds divided by T. So, I repeat, in general, all the irreversible process, okay, or any irreversible process has delta S must be positive, okay, because in the nature we have a positive disorder. We have one way of the of the disorder of any motion of any system. So delta S must be positive, strictly positive, in the case of a irreversible process. In the case of a reversible process, like the Carnot machine, where we go back to the initial state when we complete the cycle, in this case, delta S must be equal to 0. So here, if you have an example, any cycle, I ask you finally, what is the conclusion? Do you have a reversible or irreversible process cycle? In this case, you have to calculate delta S. If delta S is positive, so we have an irreversible process. If delta S equal to 0, so we have a reversible process. Okay. Here, in the next video or in the next slide, I want to calculate the entropy in the case of an isothermal process, the entropy in the case of a cycle. You know, if we have a cycle of A, B, B, C, C, D, D, A, for example, or A, B, B, C, C, A, delta S of any cycle equal to the summation of the entropy of each path. For example, if you have A, B, C, A equals to delta S A, B plus delta S B, C plus delta S C, A, and so on. And we can calculate delta S. It must be positive, okay? It must be positive. It depends in general if we increase the volume or decrease the volume. But in general, it must be positive in the case of a irreversible process, and equals to 0 in the case of a reversible process. That's all about the entropy. I prefer to have many applications in the next videos. And I will send you many problems about